Healthcare. The quotation, "It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold and silver," can be heard from everyone who has overcome an illness. And it's true that we don't realize the value of our health until we are in a risky situation. The introduction makes it quite clear that today's topic is none other than healthcare. Welcome to our podcast, and hopefully you will learn some new information to use in discussions with your friends or teachers.
Sloboda je kľúčom k nezávislosti. No čo sloboda znamená pre teba? Štvorka te nebude obmedzovať. Sloboda pre mladých nie je len paušál. Sú to otvorené dvere do nového slobodného života. Tak daj záväzky bokom a prejdi do štvorky. Voľné minúty, SMS-ky a mobilné dáta dostaneš už za 4 eurá mesačne, a to bez viazanosti. Všetko vyriešiš pohodlne na webe slobodapremladých.sk alebo v mobilnej appke Moja štvorka. Stačí, aby si mal potvrdenie o štúdiu. Tak na čo ešte čakáš?
The human body is an object of observation for doctors, scientists, and researchers. It's a mystery that is not easy to solve, and there are always some complications preventing us from understanding all of its processes. Science is moving forward, but the secrets of the human body will be uncovered only by time, if ever. Doctors and healers have always been curious about how the human body works, and since the discovery of recent diseases and possible risks, they've been trying to find cures and carry out experiments that tell us more about the brain, heart, nervous system, and the body itself. The ancient Egyptians discovered the secret of mummification, inspiring other generations to experiment with liquids, herbs, and natural products. Long-term research requires patience and professionality. However, the human body hasn't always looked the way it does today. Evolution has made changes, and its current form may also be temporary. New technology and progress might cause differences in the future. We don't need to be doctors to say what parts of the body each person has. The head with all its components, as well as the chest, the upper and lower limbs, are the main parts, but the internal parts are more complicated and difficult to understand. All these elements make up one amazing unit with many functions and abilities. What do you do for your body? Hopefully the answer is only positive. Doing sport, eating a balanced diet, and striving for well-being. To keep ourselves healthy, we need to dedicate our free time to physical and mental maintenance. If you want to stay fit, you should work out 3 or 4 times a week for at least 20 minutes. Is that enough? It depends on your individual health condition, tiredness, time, and circumstances. Despite all the time it takes, trying to improve your stamina and contributing to a better state of mind and body will force them to thank you for the effort and hard work. If you're feeling stressed by exams or angry because your parents won't let you meet up with your friends, you can overcome this feeling by doing sport and taking care of your health. Being healthy is becoming trendy, and maybe there will be a time when eating chips or drinking Coke won't be acceptable in society. So go outside, walk, run, or take that bike you've had locked up for years in the garage on a date. Social media, supermarkets, TV, and organizations that care about medical care are all trying to support efforts to be healthy and fit. The best-known organization is the World Health Organization that connects the whole world. It promotes a healthy lifestyle, carries out research, and surveys the progress or possible lapses in healthcare. The WHO records the occurrence of current diseases. The list of common diseases includes the flu or colds, where ibuprofen, sweating it out, and sleep are the best cures, as well as headaches, which can turn into a migraine. Some painkillers help you to overcome the pain, or you can use oils to prevent headaches. Food poisoning is mostly caused by moldy food, and a diet is the best solution to avoid belly dances. Contagious diseases are unpleasant conditions that spread from one person to another by air. Mumps and chickenpox were dangerous diseases in the past when no cure existed and older people passed away in the event of complications. Nowadays, children mostly get over this disease in 2 weeks. Another disease which appears regularly is bird flu, which spreads among birds but can affect humans as well. Typical symptoms are fever, a sore throat, and muscle pain. The current infectious disease is COVID-19, and the situation is still unstable. Typical symptoms are a cough, loss of smell, and in severe cases, pneumonia is possible. There's still no cure, but the prevention is vaccination, which is currently the object of discussion. A very difficult disease, mistakenly categorized as belonging to the homosexual community, is the incurable disease AIDS. The HIV virus is very dangerous, and many people died from AIDS in the 70s and 80s. The illness is often asymptomatic for a long time and can be transmitted via sexual intercourse, during childbirth, or a blood transfusion. As humankind evolves, there are civilization diseases that shape our lives almost on a daily basis. Asthma or migraines, as well as diabetes, are often the results of stress, inappropriate lifestyle, and genetics. Constant stress, rush, and discomfort may cause unpleasant diseases that can be suppressed, but not completely cured. This is the reason why we should pay attention to our mental health too, and create precious moments of relaxation for ourselves. If we wanted to speak about diseases, we would be here the whole night, and that's why we're going to mention only the best-known ones, and the ones you encounter more often. People in puberty, and nowadays adults too, sometimes complain about acne on their cheeks and foreheads. What is the reason for acne? Food, stress, body changes, growth in puberty, medicine, allergies. Yes, the list is quite long. However, cosmetics and creams can help you to get rid of acne once and for all. Other skin diseases like herpes and psoriasis are hard to cure, and it takes a lot of time and patience to eliminate the symptoms. Stress and a hectic lifestyle usually have a negative impact on health and make heart and blood circulation diseases more frequent. Heart attacks, which usually happen very fast, can have serious consequences, as well as strokes, which can cause many disabilities. Anemia and hemophilia, diseases connected to problems with the blood, indicate that finding a solution to these problems is essential. Respiratory diseases like tuberculosis, bronchitis, and asthma also belong on the list of frequent diseases, so if you see an increasing tendency towards these diseases, don't hesitate to deal with the problem. All the diseases mentioned above might be the consequence of the environment, stress, an unhealthy lifestyle, a lack of physical activity, or bad hygiene. The most common symptoms are vomiting, a headache, fever, a cough, or diarrhea. If you feel ill, don't try to postpone a visit to the doctor or your general practitioner. Pediatricians take care of children's health and evaluate their condition. GPs recommend a suitable treatment or a visit to a specialist who can precisely determine the stage or cause of your illness. If you want to avoid the doctors, you should be a little strict about your diet and lifestyle, which influences your health and is reflected in the occurrence of diseases. However, if you do have a problem, you might be examined in a hospital, clinic, health center, or surgery, which is the doctor's office. The medical system is a little complicated, and every country has a different policy. Slovakia is typical for having state and private facilities. State facilities provide examinations and screening to everyone using national insurance, but you have to prepare yourself for long queues and endless waiting lists for surgeries. National insurance is provided by insurance companies such as Všeobecná zdravotná poisťovňa, Union Insurance Company, or Dôvera. There are many policies available for people who decide to pay for health insurance covering most of the cost of the treatment. The private sector is available for those who are willing to pay for services, with an average price of around €50 or more. The payment might be considered to be a disadvantage, but spending less time in the waiting room and getting better service is worth the extra cost. What are the conditions in the UK or the USA? The UK's system is quite similar to the Slovak one. The National Health Service provides insurance to every citizen who pays some amount of money to the insurance company and state. In this case, tests and medical examinations shouldn't be a huge problem, and you can sleep calmly with the thought that if anything happens, you are covered. The USA has a different system, which is very complicated and quite expensive. Health facilities are private, so the amount paid for a medical examination is high, unless you are insured by an insurance company. The insurance payment is rather a large item in people's budgets. There are some incurable diseases for which medicine is still a distant dream. Cancer, AIDS, and many other illnesses are insidious, and everyone has to be careful about prevention and avoiding anything that might cause an illness to develop. Sometimes we can't influence genetic disorders. However, a positive mindset makes a huge difference, even when a disease is already present. A positive mind and a healthy body are strong elements in a strong person. Even though people are living longer and medicine is at its peak, we must take our health into our own hands and take the signals given by our bodies seriously. Dear listeners, if you want to know more, stay with us and listen carefully. The World Health Organization was established in 1948 for the purposes of consultation, education, and health control. Former President of the United States, Donald Trump, decided to withdraw the U.S. from the World Health Organization, which was immediately reversed by Joseph Biden. Thanks to renowned scientists and doctors, there are ways of preventing diseases like smallpox, tuberculosis, scarlet fever, and polio via vaccinations and modern medicine. Although now we can say that vaccination and medicine are efficient, these diseases were the worst nightmare in people's lives. Ordinary people without financial support didn't have the means to pay for medicine, and their only hope was to pray and hope for a better tomorrow. The same theory has applied to pandemics throughout the history of mankind. Cholera, or the Black Plague, caused the deaths of millions of people, and only the strongest ones survived. However, epidemics will probably be present with us in every era. The threat of an epidemic of the highly contagious SARS virus endangered mankind in 2003, whereas in 2009 people were afraid of the swine flu. Some of you can surely remember the E. coli in 2011. Mostly occurred in Africa, and nowadays COVID-19 is pointing the finger at our population to be careful and value life. As we already indicated, it is very important to pay attention to mental health, and even more important to notice those who clearly have difficult mental illnesses like depression, schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder. We need to be aware of their existence because they are becoming more and more common among the general population. The cause is probably genetics, as well as external influences like stress and pressure. Dear listeners, treat your bodies and mental health with the same attention. Take a little break and steal a moment every day to improve your stamina and mental state. You might care about others, but it's you that you live with for the longest. Be careful. Stay healthy. And don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and write a comment on YouTube. Tell your friends about us, and we hope you listen to us again soon. Thank you.